Welcome to Critical Solutions, the show where two unqualified guys try to solve the world's problems. I'm Josh Martin.
And I am Mason Volk. How you doing today, Josh?
I'm doing all right, man. A lot better, actually, because at work, a customer came in. Long story short, they were selling some Girl Scout cookies, and I haven't had them for a little while. So your boy's doing all right. Got some sweets at the place, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm kind of sad they're always seasonal.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's like the good time of year when the Girl Scout cookies are coming around, right? It's like it's like the flowers start sprouting or something.
But I think it's kind of bad. I never know when that time actually is. So is it always
neither do I.
Winter?
They honestly, they could be totally changing it every year, and I would have no idea.
I just know it's Girl Scout season, and then I try to buy some. But yeah, so I got some. I'm just really disappointed why they're limited time. I wish that's a problem.
I don't know, because Girl Scout cookies are good, but they're not. I feel like they wouldn't be as good if they weren't limited time.
Yeah.
Are they better? What? Okay, first of all, we got to get this out of the way. What is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I know this isn't my favorite, but I got to give a shout out to trefoils. I think those are really underrated, like the shortbread ones.
Interesting.
That with milk is just absolutely phenomenal. But I really love tagalongs because I'm a peanut butter fiend.
Okay, nice. Tagalongs are definitely number one for me.
Ooh, very good.
The thing is, I feel like a lot of people they're like, yeah, I like this one, and then everyone loves Thin Mints, and then I like
put them in the freezer.
Oh, put them in the freezer. Did you know that Thin Mints are really good in the freezer? Oh no, I never thought about that. But people will have just 2 or 3 Girl Scout cookies that they like, and then you're like, oh yeah, and I also like these, and then they treat you like you're a crazy person.
Yeah,
I told someone because I didn't used to, but I'm a really big fan of the Samoas now, which are the coconut ones.
Do you like coconut outside of Samoas?
I hate coconut outside of Samoas. And I don't,
That's so
what is
funny.
it? The Almond Joys have the coconut in it, right?
Awful.
And so bad. And I remember the first time I ever had actual real coconut, straight from a coconut. It was disgusting.
Really? I've never.
It was gross. It was 3rd grade.
I had coconut water, and that was absolutely horrific.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It was
I don't
so
understand.
bad, dude.
So I don't know. I hate coconut, but something about I don't know. They mix it with the chocolate, and then it's just got
I don't think it's real coconut. Because I'm with you. I despise coconut, but those slap.
It doesn't look like coconut either. It's I feel like coconut's white. Usually it's brown.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Are they seasoned?
Hey, whatever it is way better.
Seasoned coconut.
I'm with you.
Because
and
I
feel like the
it's a
texture's
spice
different.
to it almost.
Yeah. Right?
So I don't know.
That's a good point, man.
I love all Girl Scout cookies, to be honest with you. There's not a Girl Scout cookie that I would look at and be like, that tastes bad.
That's a good point. I don't know if I'm in that same camp or not.
Well, I don't think a lot of people are because, well, first of all, yeah, I don't know if I probably haven't had them all.
Because aren't there newer ones, newer to me being the last 6 years or something?
Oh yeah,
there was there's a s'mores one now or something. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know if I've ever had a s'mores one. They made a new chocolate peanut butter one. I know because and that might be as recent as this year. Because
is it good? Is it worth it?
It's pretty good. My roommate brought it home and I didn't know what it was. He was like, "Oh, it's the new Girl Scout cookie." And I tried it.
He's the most popular guy in the house then. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It was all right. It wasn't better than tagalongs for it being a chocolate peanut butter cookie. I feel like
tagalongs just have their own place.
Oh my god, they're so good, dude. I don't understand.
It's the texture mixed with how the peanut butter is layered within it.
It's just the right amount of chocolate.
Yes,
as well.
That ratio is a hard
and just the right amount of peanut butter. They hit the perfect ratio on all 3 ingredients there. Really, the chocolate, peanut butter, and whatever the wafer is.
Sidetrack, real quick. Which are you a big fan of Reese's then? Reese cups.
I like Reese cups, but sometimes they're a little much. It's that is where I will say I don't like the ratio in Reese's cups.
Okay, so regular size cups. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the regular ones that are
just the normal,
the ones you unwrap, kind of like Hershey Kiss. They're in tin foil, those mini.
But they're bigger or the little. Okay,
well, because there's the wide flat ones, which I feel like are kind of fine,
and the 2-pack, the normal little 2-pack, and it's just a little thin.
No, those are fine. Those are fine.
Okay, so I'm not a big fan of those because I feel like there's not enough peanut butter.
we're on
Hot
different
take.
ends of the spectrum. That's interesting that
Oh.
you think that tagalongs have a good ratio, and
I think don't have a
but
ton of
also
chocolate.
Reese's.
There's a lot of peanut butter tagalongs.
I disagree. I feel like there's more chocolate than peanut butter.
We're gonna have to eat
There's
some later
way
inside,
more peanut
man.
butter than chocolate in Reese's, and that is my problem. There's way more.
So I'm disappointed when there's more chocolate. It's like when you get a shake from Steak and Shake and you get like Reese's Cup and it sucks because it's like all chocolate chunks, so it's super hard and there's like hardly any peanut butter. And you get your first peanut butter bite and you're like, yes.
That's fair, but that's like, I don't know. Every bite of a cookie you're getting, but like, I don't know.
That's true, man.
It's
I
kind
just
of
need
different.
more all that peanut butter.
So sidetrack to your sidetrack got me thinking, what is your peanut butter to jelly ratio in your peanut butter? Do you like a lot of peanut butter and like barely any jelly?
So my peanut butter and jelly sandwich consists of peanut butter on one slice bread, and I put honey on that. And then I usually do a layer of chips because I need some texture in the middle, so I add like some crunch.
What kind of chips?
I try to go plain, so like normally like Lay's or something. I have a little thing I tried recently. I'll fill you in on real quick. But the best part of this, where I put the jelly, I actually just do a whole nother thing of peanut butter. So I don't even use jelly.
So it's peanut butter,
Straight
honey,
as peanut butter.
chips, and peanut butter.
Yes.
Interesting. So the chips,
So
I
no
commend
jelly.
you on the chips are good. The no jelly is an interesting thing. So you just like don't make peanut because that's not a peanut butter and jelly. That's just a different
I know,
sandwich.
right? I know. I'm
So
sorry.
you don't like peanut B&Js? You don't.
So I don't eat it, and I like them. I don't eat it enough to buy jelly. It goes bad too quickly, so I don't mess with it.
Jelly goes bad too quickly?
For me, it said it would expire.
I feel like jelly is like chocked full of preservatives and stuff.
I think
I
it's
could
good for
be
like
wrong,
a year,
but,
right?
like,
So that's
year?
probably how
You won't
long
eat
I
your
don't.
jelly in a year?
I mean, yeah, that's bad, bro. I just like so if I make like English muffins, it's peanut butter.
What, dude?
I don't do. It's dude. I've
gone
like
through
everything. Like
two things of jelly
I'm a nut fan.
last like 3 months.
Okay, so this guy I work with makes jalapeno jelly, and he made habanero jelly. I don't know if are you into spicy like that kind
I
of?
am, but like
Dude.
both of that sounds.
Fucking fire. It is so good. I swear to God. So the other day where I was going with the peanut butter sandwich story, I did peanut butter and then I did jalapeno kettle chips. So I added some spice.
Right.
And then I did peanut butter in the other slice, but then I put some of the jalapeno jelly in the middle of that. So there's peanut. So it was like a spicy peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best sandwiches I ever had.
Interesting. So you're like
crappy sandwiches, but
that's it. So you're like a peanut butter and jelly. Well, I shouldn't say peanut butter and jelly. Like a sandwich, like chef on you. Go like all extra. You got honey and chips and shit. I'm
it's
like,
like on Reddit, shitty food porn.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's like shoving an entire bag of chips onto a sandwich. Me,
You can do a
I'm
lot
like,
with grilled cheeses too.
oh yeah, you could do a lot with grilled cheese. I love me a good grilled cheese. The thing is, I can't try as hard on my sandwiches. You know, like when I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly, it's because I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, damn it, I'm hungry and I gotta eat, but I don't want to make anything, you know? And so I just go over and I slap peanut butter and jelly on bread and then I have it. And in 5 minutes I'm done, right?
Yeah.
I don't have time to be pulling out all the spicy jalapenos and all this stuff.
That was a lazy meal.
A lazy meal?
Dude, it's the same ingredients I feel like you're doing. I just grabbed.
I guess it's only like 3
Chips.
things, you're right, but
Yeah, I didn't do
It's
much,
a whole lot of thought at the very least.
Time. It's worth a shot. You'll have to try some of the spicy jelly sometime.
I will.
But let's get back to the Girl Scout cookies. I think solving the problem of getting our fix, but not like overdoing it to where you don't want them anymore. What if they release them in like groups and like Q1 was like Do-si-dos,
Okay.
Samoas, and trefoils.
So you'd only have like a few, not like the same amount. You'd only have a few coming out at a time. Because right now
this could
we
be a
got,
bad idea, but
well, no, because I'm just trying to think. Because would you rather? That'd be interesting. Because what if I'm the person I described and I only like tagalongs and Thin Mints?
well, you're fucked.
Then I'm kind of fucked, right? Like, God forbid those 2 cookies fall on the same period.
Oh, then that's just
Because
a
then
bad-
I've only got one period where I'm getting Girl Scout cookies I like, which I guess is how it is now.
That's
So
more like-
at the very worst, it's how it is now. But
True. That is actually a good point. But then that might, because you're just wanting Girl Scout cookies so much, you're like, I'm just gonna try one of these other ones. You know what I mean? Like I already had them, and then you force them to grow on you, so you'd be like, I bought some Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
And
I
then
guess
you're happier with yourself.
you're right, and that would probably increase Girl Scout cookie sales.
Hey, free consultations right here at Critical Solutions, guys.
Right here, we are pro marketing team. But because the debate on like, oh, what's the best Girl Scout cookie? You know, everyone has that debate where it's like, now there'd be 4 separate debates. What's the best Girl Scout cookie in the summer?
Well, then what if they like, this could be very controversial, but if they like swapped out the boxes they use per season, it's like January through March is the 3 I listed, but then like 2 years later, it'll switch. So January through March won't be those.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Maybe not all 3. Maybe they swap one box. So it'd be like, if, to the sports fans out there, like in the NFL, how the divisions will play other divisions.
Right.
And they rotate. So it'd be like one box rotates out. But like you have 2 constants that are always.
Interesting. All right. I like it. See, I would love that because I like all Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
So.
That makes it easy for you.
But then like. Jealous. I don't know. I think you'd have to pick your seasons pretty well. Because like something about like Thin Mint is a winter cookie.
Yeah, so maybe that would probably be like a staple of the
like
back half of the year.
The trefoils you described. I see that as like a spring. I don't know why.
I think what do they look like? Don't they look like leaves? I could totally.
They do look like, and they're called trefoils.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It's like a
I don't know. I mean, they look like something. They got like 4 little.
So it'd be like second quarter.
I think they look like flowers.
Either way, I'm with you on the time frame.
Yeah, so I like it.
Spring would work.
I like it.
This is good.
That would definitely.
It's a good campaign we're running.
Because here's the thing, we could extend this too, because Girl Scout cookies are not the only thing that is offered limited time, right? You have like the McRib or whatever.
Oh,
or all these like at certain restaurants. Like,
have you ever got that?
No,
I've never had that.
Anything.
Oh, that's probably heresy to you, being from where you're from with the barbecue and shit, right?
I mean,
you're probably like, this is awful. This is an abomination.
Nah, I'm not that bad of a barbecue snob. For the new podcast listeners, I'm from North Carolina, down south, which I don't know. Some people consider it not south, but those people are stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the Well, I shouldn't say I don't like the McRib. I've never had the McRib. I don't like getting things that aren't burgers or nuggets from McDonald's. I don't trust it. Like my mom, I've seen her get the fillet of fish a couple times.
Ooh, sounds risky.
That's exactly what I said. It's risky. You can't have McDonald's fish. It's like having a gas station burrito.
Like expecting good things.
Yeah, like what? I don't know. And I guess having a McChicken is. Yeah. I shouldn't expect good things from that either. But
you know what you're getting out of that one.
At least you know what you're getting.
That
hot take. I really don't even like McChickens. But
seasonal. Too or no? Is that all the time?
The fillet of fish, I think, is seasonal. Yeah. I could be wrong about that.
There's seasonal shit. Clearly, it sounds like it works because look, we're talking about it, even though we don't eat either of them.
Do you think that some of it? Surely, some of it has to be seasonal. Like they just don't have access to it.
I feel like the fish one would make sense, right?
Yeah, like maybe I don't know. Is there like fishing season?
I would imagine. Would it be like down in the winter? I don't know how any of this works. Clearly, I'm like city dude, so this is not me.
You don't torture your fishermen like that.
Right. Like Deadliest Catch. You remember that show?
Yeah.
That was actually a decent show.
That would be cool.
What are we talking? The McRib. That one though, I've heard. I have no idea how true this is. Again, I'm not eating it like we just mentioned, but that it is purposefully seasonal to keep like the hype up. Because there's like a whole campaign with like it's back. Like,
yeah,
just hit you with a
that is true.
You know what I mean? Which clearly makes sense.
And you can produce ribs all year long. So that is
it's not like
that definitely.
The barbecue joint shut down 9 months out of the year. It's like, all right, guys, it's 3 months. It's not like strawberries. Like pigs are in season.
Can you imagine? Barbecue joints would do so well during barbecue season.
They couldn't even like get through all the people that would want it.
I'm saying
non-barbecue fans would be barbecue fans if that were the case.
Yeah, I don't see how you could go with that. Like I don't see how I could do that. Like only have barbecue a few months of the year. Like I'm not a barbecue snob, but it is one of my favorite foods.
Yeah, that'd be tough, man. I like barbecue a lot. I've recently just found a place that has like really good barbecues. I've been like thinking about it a lot more. I'm with you, man. I don't know if I could. I want that on demand.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to wait on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's how it is with Girl Scout cookies also. So maybe we're just being a little picky.
Yeah, but like with Girl Scout cookies, when you buy a box, it's not gone same day. Normally, unless we're just savages that day. But like, if you stretch it out, like with meal, you eat it and it's gone in a few hours.
That's fair.
Normally.
So I guess, I mean, if you wanted, you could stockpile Girl Scout cookies, and you can't really stockpile McRibs unless you're willing to.
I bet they'll last like the Big Macs.
Yeah.
They just sit and don't, deteriorate within a year, whatever it is.
But then somehow at the same time, 15 minutes after you order it, it tastes like rubber. Feels like rubber.
If only they like used real meat. Those would be the truth.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I can't believe we even have to have that discussion. If only they used actual food.
Oh man, if only they served us what they said they're serving us. If only they had what was on the menu.
Yeah, it's a little sad. But the other thing that's annoying with fast food, one, I don't eat a lot of fast food. All I really dabble with is Chick-fil-A and Culver's probably. I feel like it doesn't mess me up inside like the other ones do.
All right. Might be a little misguided on the Culver's there, but...
Well, yeah, too many cheese curds can do that to me.
Yeah.
Is the whole... Like, I hear about this way more in Starbucks. I don't drink coffee, and that's not for any reason. I just don't drink coffee.
Right.
The whole paying it forward thing. My buddy texted me the other day, and it was like telling me about this whole pay it forward thing that went on in the line. I've heard of this before, but it made me think of this. And how, like, you pull up, I guess, and the person's like, oh, hey, the person in front of you paid for your food. Right. Or whatever the fuck, your drink, whatever. Do you want to pay for the person behind you? And so I love the gesture. I want to start with that.
It's very kind.
I love it that people and humans want to do this. I don't know if this is like a regional thing with like...
Oh, I feel like I see it everywhere. Well, regional as in the U.S.?
Or that, I guess, yeah.
I don't know. I think that it's probably a thing most places... I mean, they probably don't even have... I don't know. It's different some places. Like there's some...
You're right.
Is drive-through even a thing in some countries? Like, you know what I mean?
Never even thought of that. That's a good point.
Like there's like some stuff in some countries... And it's not even because like development, or it's just like some countries just like don't have stuff that we have just because they just don't like.
Because we like being fat over here.
Yeah, we just like it more than they do. So I don't know. Like, yeah,
that's an interesting point.
Maybe some countries don't have drive-through because people just prefer to eat inside the restaurants anyways.
Those savages, man.
Or like, yeah, like
eating in public. What?
I don't know, dude. But the drive-through, the pay it forward thing, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I to me, what bugs me, I just feel like I need to back this up because people are going to listen to this. Like, this dude's a fucking asshole. I'm a big tipper. Like, anybody that knows me, I'm all into all this stuff. But when I go to spend money somewhere, I've usually budgeted it prior to going.
Right. You're like, all right, I'm going to go to McDonald's. I know that, like, a meal is normal.
You're not going to spend $15.
Yeah.
Probably. Like, just on yourself.
Unless you're...
So, if I pull up there and, like, I ordered $6, $7 worth of shit. And like, oh, I paid for it. I'm like, oh, cool. Thank you. That's awesome. And then like, do you want to pay the people? Sure. What is it? $22. Yeah. Like,
you look behind, it's a minivan full of kids. You're like, maybe I don't want to pay for that entire family's meal.
There's a reason I didn't have children yet.
Yeah. There's a reason I came here by myself.
Exactly. So at that rate, I'm just going to be the guy that ends the chain. I'm sorry, but not my problem.
But the thing is, good for you. I'm going to say good for you because somebody has to be the person that benefits off of the good deed.
There always needs to be the dickhead who calls out the bullshit.
That too.
I'll take that mantle up.
Well, because at that point, you go into it. Imagine you're the first person in the line, right? You go into it.
Yeah, who starts this shit, by the way?
People who just did something bad. They just went to
do they go about the rest of their day being like, I started that train?
Yeah, they're like, I did.
You think?
Hell yeah, go me.
They just meet somebody at the water cooler at work and like, hey, you know what I did today?
Yeah.
I started the pay it forward train. Oh, really? Yeah. But you still owe me money from last week.
Yeah. Next weekend, go to some volunteer thing just to take selfies. Oh, guys, look at what I'm doing, everyone. But think of it. So you're the first person to start this chain. You're the wonderful person that you are. And you're trying to put peace and positivity out in the world, right? So you say, I'm going to pay for the man's meal behind me, who ends up being you, ordered $6 worth of food. So they get $6 tacked onto their thing, and then you come in, and instead of paying $6, now all of a sudden you have to pay whatever, how much more it is, because the people behind you decided to get a big old meal. I don't think it should be expected that the next person in line should pay for the person behind them as well.
Right, but there's I feel like an unwritten social rule to where you are placed in this might be a bad way to look at it, but a lose-lose situation. I guess you can win because you paid it forward, but like, what if you go order $7 and then the person behind you is like $10, or I'm sorry, $20?
Right.
So you either lose because you paid $20 for $7 worth of fucking food, or you lose, but nobody might not see this, but you know that worker might be judging you, and you're like, nah, I'm not paying theirs. So then you're the asshole that ended the line. So I feel like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
The thing is, maybe it's me saying I don't give a shit, but like, I don't know. If I'm the worker at McDonald's, first of all, I'm a worker at McDonald's who probably doesn't care very much.
Good point.
It probably just makes his job harder, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, see, it's just an inconvenient thing.
It's just an inconvenient thing.
You're overcomplicating a situation that should not be complicated.
And when I see, and maybe it's different if, it's like, you look behind, you see it's also one person, and then you're still like, oh, no. Then maybe you're being a little bit of an asshole because it's like, at most, they had like $2 or $3 on your order,
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're the worker and you see the guy, he's like, nah, I'm taking it. I'm not paying it forward. And then he leaves, and the next people is a minivan full of kids. The worker understands. He's like, hell yeah, I wouldn't have done that either.
I don't know if I would even look back, to be honest with you. I would just be like, how much? Numbers. Tell me numbers. And it's just like, that'd be smarter looking back. See, I just don't even want that pressure then, because then I guess I would feel guilty. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, how much? Oh, it's this much. Oh, never mind.
I don't want to see the person I just screwed out of a hand-me-down, pay it forward thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. I think that it has to end somewhere. I guess, how often do you think it ends with, like, just the last person in line that, like, just no one is behind them, so they can't pay for anyone? Or how often do you think people just end
I honestly think that's probably what happens more than not.
Really?
I guess I'm being optimistic, and I'm the fucker who would come in and end this shit, but, like, yeah, you're probably right. I just like to hope that that's what happens.
Because there's no way, like, somewhere in that line, there's a dude who ordered $6 worth of food sitting in front of a minivan full of kids.
Correct.
You're really going to pay for the meal behind? I don't know. To me, that's, like, it's a very nice thing to do, but I feel like at that point, you just have to take the good deed. You're just like, oh, what a good day. Someone paid for my meal. Thank you,
Look at it that way. Yeah. Today's my day.
Today is my day. What a great...
Have you ever even been in one of these lines, the pay it forward thing at the drive-thru?
Honestly, I have not.
Same here. So, like, it can't be that often. So maybe it is that person's day, and they're like, hell yeah, that was nice. You know what I mean? Because, like, do these people get into these that common? I just read about it online, so it makes it seem like they're everywhere. But it can't be that common. I don't know why I'm saying it can't be. It obviously could be, but, like, I don't know.
I don't know, because you're right. I've never been in that situation myself. I know, like, people have told me stories about them being in that situation, Like, but I don't know. Yeah, it can't happen too often. So, and if it does, then it's ending. It's ending pretty soon.
Why don't people do this at bars? Why can't there be, like, a shot to pay it forward?
Well, I guess you could do a shot to pay it forward. Most people just look at the girl to their right.
True, yes.
I'll get her drink.
Yeah, it was actually not because I was trying to get her number. It was just a good deed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just doing a good deed. People assume you're being a douchebag.
Oh my gosh, so that's a reverse of being placed in the lose-lose situation. That's a win-win. If she gives you her number, win. If she doesn't, you can say it was just because you're doing a good deed and feel better about yourself, win.
Yeah, win.
Dude, we just solved a problem we didn't know there was a problem.
There we go. Stop doing it at drive-thrus. Do it at bars instead.
With shots.
If you want to feel good about yourself, don't get fat at a drive-thru. Get drunk at a bar.
Yes. The best advice from yours truly here.
Critical students. That's why we are the unqualified guys.
One of the most annoying things. I feel bad complaining about that one, man. But, like,
I don't know. Yeah, it is kind of like a really pure and, like, innocent thing to complain about, but
it's because I budget so much. Like, if I didn't care about, if I was rich, it wouldn't matter. That's the problem. So really, the base solution for all of this, UBI, give everybody money, and we buy each other everything. And it's
There we
Christmas
go.
all the time.
Yes. We
Buy each other
just never
food.
pay for your own thing. Only have other people buy things for you.
So how do you feel about, since we're on the topic of food stuff like this, tipping culture? Because that's mainly a U.S. thing. Like how we have the tip waiters and
I know.
servers. What do you think?
Not every job, most of the jobs I've had, minus one or two, have been working for tips.
Okay, so you're on the inside.
So I know pretty well how some people don't like to tip, and how, I don't know. It's just this. Some people can really get on your nerves with it if you're working for tips, man. So imagine. It's one of those things where like, and I feel like it's most people who have done this. Most people who have worked at these type of jobs are going to be the people that are going to typically tip you 15% or more or whatever, it is. Mm-hmm. Because I try to, sometimes I don't have all the cash on me or whatever, but like I try to most of the time tip 15% because I know that when people don't do that to me, I got really pissed off. One time, dude.
Understandable.
You want to hear a fucked up story?
I don't know.
So I was delivering for Pizza Hut. Okay. Just slinging pizzas, and it was like the end of the night. We closed at 11, I think, because it was a weekend. And first of all, this is a whole other thing we can get to another day, but the pizza places should stop offering delivery like 20 minutes before they close.
Do they do it till close?
Pizza Hut did. Domino's, I know, sometimes will do it like they don't offer delivery sometimes before closing, because that makes sense because you don't want your drivers out on the road.
Right.
But anyway, so that's
a whole different problem.
Yeah, that's a problem for another episode maybe. But there was one day where, we close at 10. We close at 11. It is 10:59. And I hear every time a new order comes in, you hear ding from like the monitor.
Oh my god!
And I hear the dreaded ding.
What a dick!
And I look up, and he didn't order much. He just ordered wings. But I went, and there's a thing on the system where like all the drivers are logged in, and like you tag yourself out on deliveries. This whole computer, and there's a thing where you can go and check what the tip is before it comes out and print out a thing, and.
Like if they tipped ahead of time?
Yeah, if they tipped ahead of time or not. And so I was doing it because I was like, this guy ordered a delivery 1 minute before closing. Let's see if he was at least nice enough to tip me. How much do you think the tip was? I will say it is more than zero. It was just for wings.
How much was the meal?
It was like a $30 meal.
Fuck, for just, man.
It was like 24 wings.
Okay. Yeah. So $30.
Maybe not that many.
He did $2.
He did 1 penny.
Wow. That's worse than zero,
It's way worse than zero.
That means he typed a penny.
That means No. Because that means that not only did he type a penny, he went on the restaurant website, did his thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he had to see the 10%, because I know that it had the 3 suggestions on there.
Right.
He had to see the 10%, the 15%, the 20, whatever percent. And then he had to click custom and then type in 0.01. Multiple steps were taken. And so the funniest thing about this is normally when people tipped ahead of time, I never made them sign the receipt because there's no point.
They already paid, right?
Yeah, they already paid. So like you only have to sign if like you're going to write more on the receipt.
Right.
But that time, since I couldn't actually believe my eyes, I made him sign the receipt, and I brought him like a fresh receipt and everything.
Yes. And I love that.
I was like, hey, and so I brought him a fresh one as well, just in case, but I gave him the one that printed off with the 1 cent tip on it. And I was like, hey, our system, I just lied out my ass. I said, our system is, being weird today, and like all the numbers are getting mixed up. So like, I need you to make sure that like all the amounts are correct on here. And if not, like I have another receipt for you to sign so we can like fix it. And so I give it to him, and he takes the receipt and looks at it for like not a short amount of time, like 4 or 5 seconds,
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, that looks about right. And then hands it back to me.
What a dude.
Oh man, dude.
Describe the guy. I'm really curious now.
So it's actually, I'm not sure which one made the tip because there were 2 people I interacted with. But it was a dad and a son. The dad looked, I don't know, he was a big buff dude in his.
What a horrible way to.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Example.
Big buff
when you already ordered late, that alone's a dickhead.
Oh yeah.
Even if you got tipped like $10, I still think that's an asshole move.
Well, because what does that mean for me? Not only am I going out on that delivery and coming back, that holds up the pizza cooks. They got to make your shit. That
Yeah.
holds up the other drivers. They got to wash the dishes from your shit. Holds up the managers. They got to wait for me to come back so they can cash me out and everything.
Right.
So you're holding up the entire store, making everyone stay back
wings.
for some wings to tip 1 cent to your driver. I mean, if that's not a direct fuck you, what is?
That's in the dictionary beside it. Fuck you, it's this guy.
It's this guy.
This motherfucker.
And so,
Dude, that is terrible.
oh my
You
god,
never told me this
baffling.
story, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I still have the receipt actually. back
Yes,
at my
I
house.
love that so much,
I
dude.
still have it. I think I might frame it one day.
No, I was literally about to say when we have our studio that's
Yeah,
going up.
it's funny. It's all wrinkled because I kept crushing it, just being mad.
Wow,
at it.
dude, that's incredible. So, a couple things with your story. I'm not on. You've been on the inside, obviously, so like
Right.
getting tips and living off that. I have a question for that to you. Would you rather be paid like? Okay, so with your tips, did you ever do the math and like figure out how much hourly you made?
Yeah, always.
What was like your average? Would you
At
say?
Pizza Hut?
Sure. Yeah.
So at Pizza Hut, I normally would make like $20 an hour average day, including tips.
Okay. Would you rather?
maybe more?
Okay, let's just say 20. Would
Okay.
you rather just get paid 20 an hour and not get any tips? So it's guaranteed income.
No, because the tips are the motivation. I would have
Hmm.
no motivation to do it without. Because here's the thing,
You're hoping for better.
like I kind of drive like a crazy person.
You get like a pass, I feel like, when you're a delivery driver.
Yeah, I know. I really wish I never had like any of the toppers that said like
Oh,
Pizza
yeah.
Hut or anything like that, but I wish I did because like I've heard stories of like my friends who were like, yeah,
Stop
cops
that's
like
a suggestion.
yeah, cops like just don't pull over pizza drivers apparently. So I wish I had one just to like have in my car all the time, low key.
Oh, yeah.
But
just always have a hat just in case. You're
But
like,
yeah.
I'm working, sorry.
exactly, yeah. Sorry, dude, I'm in a rush. But no, so I kind of drive like a crazy person, and it's especially more when I'm delivery driving because I want to get back. I want to get the next order.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want the tip after that, right?
Right.
So there will be
Makes sense.
days where I come in at the same time as someone and they are just a slow driver or just like a slow person, and, you know, not
you get more.
just not motivated, just like slugging around. And then I leave with a lot more money than them, right? Because I actually
That makes sense.
was like hustling and trying to get shit done. Because I don't like going to work and like standing around. Like,
Oh, well, yeah. The day takes forever.
yeah, it's like I might as well just
Feel
be
useless.
well. And especially I didn't like being in the store because I'd have to like do dishes and stuff and like
Oh, yeah. Fuck
talk to
that.
people and,
Versus
yeah,
driving in your car.
versus just being alone in my car with my music. Like, I'd much rather do that. So I'm always just like I would want to be taking every delivery, right?
I don't
So-
blame you at all.
I don't know.
Not
I'm
more
probably
incentive.
big long way of saying I like working for tips rather than just like a flat rate.
Okay. That makes sense. That was a good. I liked your anecdotes with that. That was great.
Thank you.
I, on the other side of it, again, like I tip a lot. Like usually, like my floor's 20%, and then like if you're great, it's like 25 or
Mhm.
more, depending on what it's going on.
Right.
Because I just like you're doing a service to me. Like I'd
Yeah.
have to leave to go do something. But
Well, and it depends. Like if some places like I don't know, I went to like Smoothie King the other day to get a smoothie, and like I don't usually tip my Smoothie King people because they're just making smoothies
That's fucking dumb.
behind
No.
the counter. Like
it's only delivery.
yeah,
I do that with.
so there's
Or,
some
like,
things where like
bartenders, obviously, but-
I tip like less or not at all, even if I have the option to.
I fucking hate when you do pick up like somewhere, like a to go order thing pick up, and they like have a spot for a tip. I'm like, you did your normal job. You did nothing
You
extra.
should tip me for coming to pick this up.
Yes, save you money. Exactly. I just hate the whole because other countries don't do this. I think it's I can't say other countries. A lot of like European countries, this is not the norm. So it's like, and I've read before. I don't know how true this is. Where some of them, if you do tip, it's like rude because it's like, oh, you need money, and they're like, no, I got my own money.
I've heard
type shit.
that.
So I don't like that because it's here. At least the view I have on that is like we're subsidizing workers' pay, which is dumb. Just pay your people more. Like,
Yeah.
don't make it have to be a tip thing. Like, it just adds if you can see where I'm going with the whole unnecessary steps. I feel like it overcomplicates something that should just be easy. Just sit down, order food, and like with
Right.
servers, you know what I mean?
Well, then people wouldn't get confused with like delivery charge because there will be so many people that I deliver to and they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, you got the tip," and they didn't tip me because they think that the delivery charge is the tip.
It even specifically says that's not a tip.
Yeah.
And everywhere I've ever seen it says this is not a tip, by the way.
Yeah. Some people just don't like to or
People
can't
can't
read.
Unless it's flashing neon signs. I feel like that's about it.
Pizza Hut kind of does dirty with it. I think they might have said it on their website. I don't know, but the only place I ever saw it was in a very small message on the side of the box. It said,
"Oh, really?
Just a reminder: the delivery charge is not a tip."
I usually order from Hotbox around here, and they will. I'm pretty sure it says that on, like, kind of. They make it a point to say, like, this is not.
Well, and they should, because people are dumb enough to believe that it is.
Yeah. Well, there's so many fees with things, but the other side of that I wanted to add was I hate the whole pre-tipping thing. I'm not tipping you for your service when I don't know what kind of service you're giving me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying beforehand. But like, it's not because I don't tip you. Like I usually. Okay. Other quick question: would you prefer cash tip or would you do card? Because like cash, you can do other things with. Right?
Yeah, you can do.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. But that makes way more sense. So like I would always try to do cash because I feel like it works better. But like I would give them, like I said, like 25%. But like I do 0 when they deliver it.
Yeah.
Like because on my card, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not. What if you suck? Then I can't take it back. I already fucking paid you. Now, to how you said there's an incentive, I feel like it removes that incentive because you already got the money. So why do you don't have an incentive to get me the food quick enough or like?
Yeah, that's a fair point. And I definitely like. I don't know. Have you ever had a job where you work for tips?
No, but I worked at a place where like they would tip,
but like
it was weird. But I was paid like minimum
your
wage anyway.
Income,
correct,
kind of thing. Got you. So,
but so no.
Yeah. Wow, so crazy that I just forgot what we were talking about.
Bro, that's my favorite. The way you like segued into not knowing what to say was fucking fantastic. You asked me if I were here with tips because I was complaining about tipping beforehand.
You answered me and then I didn't know what to do with that.
Great, yeah. Okay.
Like, okay, yeah, nice. Why did I ask? No, that
was so good. I wish people could see how you looked. She's like, yeah, that was good answer. Yeah.
It's like, oh god, I was trying so desperately hard because there's
you had me sold. I'm like, yeah.
Because there's like a few moments of silence that are like acceptable to where I'm like trying to remember what I was talking about, and then I start talking, and it's like kind of smooth still.
Yes.
So I was like so desperately in those seconds of silence, like,
oh yeah.
What are we talking about?
And then when you remember, you're like, oh, I saved.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, I think you're right. It does take away a little bit of the incentive because I'll see it, and let's say the tip is $2 on like a big order, right? They completely under tip me.
Yeah,
and I see that, and I'm like, you know what? I might go the speed limit this time.
That's your punishment.
Yeah,
you're driving legal speed limits.
But then on the other side, you have, if I look and it's like, oh, $10 order, $10 tip. Wow.
Oh wow.
Let me grab some napkins for these people. Let me grab some Parmesan cheese. Let me run the stop sign to get to their house.
I'm not saying that always happens, but you know what I mean? I feel like they can take the motivation away from somebody because they know what they're getting.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just a principle thing with me.
Yeah, and it probably is for different people because people like motivate themselves at work in different ways. But like for me, that's always like checking. Like maybe it's a little like, I don't know, seems a little greedy too now that I'm like saying it out loud. But like I'm always like checking the tip because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just always so curious, and I'm like,
to make money.
Yeah, exactly. It's
you're
like
I
want to
make anybody's lives better.
I want to know what I'm getting off this delivery.
Exactly, right? That's how it should be.
And to be honest, it's an impatience thing because it comes. I see it anyway when I go to like, I basically you just tag yourself out in the computer and then it prints the receipt.
Do you see the tip beforehand? So can you like cherry pick? Like this is a better tip. I'm getting this one.
So yeah, that's what you can like print off the things beforehand.
But it doesn't like assign it to you yet?
No, it's kind of just like a gentleman's rule that like you go in the order. The computer keeps track of who comes in when, so that like the person who's been in the store the longest is at the top and gets the next delivery, whereas the person who just got back from their delivery is at the bottom.
Yeah.
So it kind of is just
So
like
you
a
could get
line,
luck,
like,
though. If you're like got a good one and come back in, you get another good one, but other guys get bad ones.
I actually, the reason I worked there was because a buddy of mine worked there, and he was like, yeah, you need extra cash, come over, dude. It's fucking awesome. And I was driving with him one day, and he was just one person after me, one delivery after me all night. And one day, after one of his deliveries, he came up to me. He was like, dude, guess what? And meanwhile, my last 2 deliveries were like a $5 tip and like a $3. Nothing special, you know? Like I was just kind of like at work. I'm like, oh, this is an average day. He comes, he's like, my last 2 deliveries were $50 tips.
A piece?
Yes, he made $100 in 2 deliveries. And I'm like, are you shitting me? I was 1 delivery away both times.
Yeah, like it would have been cool if it was like, we each got one.
We each got
Everybody's
one?
happy.
Yeah, no.
Damn. So then, would you be a fan of pooled tips?
I hate that so much.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
I hate that
I've
so
never
much.
been a part of it, but I don't like that
And
idea of it.
Surprisingly, I've had a few different jobs where I work for tips, but never where I split any tips. And
Yeah,
I'm very happy for that. Because generally, I feel like I'm like one of the least lazy people at like, especially at like a Pizza Hut, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm one of the people that's kind of actually like doing
Motivated.
their job, you know?
Yeah.
So like when I see people not doing their job and being lazy people, and then I have to give them all my tips, that doesn't feel right to me.
Right.
You know, I
That's
like
a good
just
way to make people quit.
Exactly.
Or
I like
make
just,
people not work hard.
well, and it takes away the tip incentive that you were talking about. Is like, what's incentivizing me to do any better than that guy when we're just going to make the same amount of money either way?
So, what do you think the solution is to all this garbage that I brought up?
First of all, never split tips. Ever.
So you don't just raising wage and removing tips, you don't think would be good? What if like was there a number that you would do that, like 25 an hour?
Maybe. I don't know. I just feel like removing tips is a good way to get people to work less hard. You know?
But okay, so the way I don't know, obviously, because you've done it. So like in my head, if I'm viewing getting the guaranteed tip ahead of time, like when you see how much it is and how you said if you saw it was $10 order and you got tipped $10, you're going the extra mile for them.
Right.
If every order is basically that because you're getting paid so much per hour, would you treat all of them like that? Would you?
See, I probably wouldn't. I would probably just treat all of them with the same half-assery that I treat any order at a Pizza Hut. You know, I don't care about your pizza.
Is that because of the nature of the job, you think? Or
I mean, 100% at least partly.
Okay.
You know, like
I'm just curious.
yeah, I mean, when I see, I don't know, working with people will really make you understand how dumb some people are, you know?
I'm in sales, by the way. So, like, I don't work for tips. So I work to get a sale. So I kind of understand a little bit of this.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just kind of like when I'm working at the Pizza Hut for extra cash, it's like, I don't know. I'm going to do a good job so that I don't get fired. And I'm going to do a good job because I want to do a good job, right? Because you're not going to be there and just
feel better.
You're not just going to sit there and be an asshole all day, right?
You gotta do something, do it as best you can.
But at the same time, if somebody's pizza is messed up, I don't care. Like, you know, like,
fuck your pizza.
Oh, fuck your pizza, dude. Like, you know, if I like this
Also,
one guy called
Pizza Hut. It's not like
it's Pizza Hut, exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. It's like if I
don't expect world class. I don't want it to be like fucked. But
if I worked in like a New Jersey pizza joint or something, or like something crazy, like maybe I'd take my job seriously. But you know, it's just the kind of thing where it's like people will call in and be like, "Well, there wasn't enough pepperonis on my pizza." Go fuck yourself. I don't care. I mean, what do you mean? Of course, people call in for everything, dude. People call in for everything.
I've only done it if like I was legit like missing a whole thing of breadsticks or like something I paid for.
Nah.
But that's whack.
Yeah, you want to hear the funniest dude I ever took his order? So, I was phone rang, pick it up to take this dude's order, and he goes, "All right, I want wings, but I don't." And I asked him what sauce he got. I don't want the garlic parmesan because something about being lactose intolerant, or like he didn't want the cheese or whatever. He was like, "Oh, he said it's too much dairy. There's too much dairy." And I was like, "Okay, interesting. Are you gonna get a pizza?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Okay, well, no matter what pizza you get, unless you get no cheese, there's gonna be much more dairy on that." And he goes, I want a cheese pizza with a fuck ton of cheese. And I was like,
oh my God. So he wants to spend
and
all
those were his
dairy
exact
on
words to me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, okay, so like more like a triple cheese or like an ungodly amount. Like at this point, I'm just having fun with the guy. I'm like, you just want me to like pile it on so tall that it skims the top of the oven. He's like, do what as much cheese as you can like fit on a pizza.
I don't want to shit for a week.
And I'm like, didn't this dude just say he didn't want dairy?
That's so weird. Is it because like he was putting all of the dairy into the pizza?
I guess
so
maybe that's like, what it was. He was like,
oh my Lord. Either way.
I don't know. But I don't even know what made me think of that. But
that makes you think when people like there's memes where it's like people order a Big Mac large fry and then I need a Diet Coke.
I need a Diet Coke. Yeah, I'm watching my weight.
I had somebody give me a different angle on that. They're like, and I didn't even bring that up to them. They just somehow got mentioned. They're like, no, I just like how Diet Coke tastes better. Like they think it tastes better than regular Coke. And I was like, shit,
okay, but
never would have thought of that. I don't know why that never comes
it's
to mind.
fine. It's just like not the
It's
meme.
still funny though. I like the meme. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. Because that's what that reminds
Like
me
you
of.
can like Diet Coke. It's
I
fine.
want an extra cheese pizza, but I can't have a ton of dairy, so no certain sauce on the wings.
Yeah, sauce on the
That's
garlic
hilarious.
Parmesan sauce on my wings.
Is there dairy in that?
Idiot. And Parmesan cheese.
Oh, garlic parmesan. Oh, fine. Okay. Good call. Okay, I was just in my head thinking garlic parmesan. I don't ever get that one, obviously, so.
But no, to go back to your to the tip solution. To the tip solution.
Yeah.
I think that $25 an hour just would make me treat everything like how I treated that guy's wings and pizza. You know,
Okay.
he wanted a lot of cheese. I gave him a lot of cheese. Did I make sure that it was as much cheese as I could fit on the pizza? No, because I didn't care. You know?
Yeah.
If he had called and said, I want a lot of cheese and I'm going to tip you $20. Damn it, I'm fitting every piece of cheese I can get on that pizza.
You're going through bags of cheese.
You know, I feel like there's got to be some variation, and it just sucks because like you're gonna get screwed over. Where like you get 1 cent tips and people are assholes, but it evens out in the end because I don't know, people are generous, and plus I don't know, you need the tips to motivate people. I think.
I agree. I think so. We're coming up with a solution from like the end that we're not the business owner, but I feel like what they're already coming up with, and we've seen it in like movies, is they're just going to use fucking drones.
Delivery drones?
Oh, yeah.
And
like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I think it's literally Pizza Hut in there, and it's a drone, and it drops pizza off.
It's literally Pizza Hut.
I'm pretty sure it's Pizza Hut. So they're already on.
They're taking
like,
my job.
Yep, we're doing this.
Damn, yeah. That would be a solution, actually. Just take away, just
get rid of the position. Because that's not
cause a lot of unemployment and stuff, but...
Yeah, but there's other... I feel like there's other things would come up from that. Like, then you're going to need people to work on drones. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not a complete fix, but I don't know. I'm curious to see where automation goes. I know that I'm totally deviating from where we started, but...
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting because then what do we have? Just automatic pizza makers, you know? I don't know.
I want to be able to 3D print some fucking food.
Wow. That would be interesting.
Sick. Have you seen the show Upload?
No, I've never even heard of that.
So it's Greg Daniels. It's the guy that did The Office, Parks and Rec.
Okay, yeah.
Stuff. It's a really good show, but it's set in the future, and he talks about the dad's like, I downloaded this recipe from some site, and then you just 3D print the recipe. Like, oh my God. That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. Imagine the type of ink that would fuel that 3D printer.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I bet they could do, like, this would be in the future, but some sort of like the protein and then whatever.
You put in all of like the raw materials and it like combines.
But it's like a liquid thing. Yeah,
beef patty.
Somehow like that'd be so cool, man. Oh my gosh. Or it's like I'm Back to the Future and they have like the little pizza and they put it in the oven thing and it just makes it gigantic.
Right, like one of you ever have like you throw it in the water and it becomes like a big dinosaur.
Yeah. The like sponge things.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that'd be so cool.
Just imagine this. Just imagine. So like. Basically ramen, but like you just throw it in water and then it just like grows into food.
I saw this video, I think it was on Reddit. I don't remember where it was from, but it was in some country. They're making these noodles and they're like super fluffy. And he threw them in this like gigantic heated pot. It was probably oil, and it expanded over. Like it grew in like 30 times its size. It was amazing. It looked so cool. It was like what you just said, the sponge thing, but it was like noodles.
Yeah,
and he spooned them out. But it was so neat.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That wouldn't really. I guess wouldn't do much for tips in the grand scheme of things, but
No. So our solution is just abolish the whole system.
yeah, our solution is just astronaut
No, I
food.
think what you came up with was better. I don't. They're gonna come out with just drones.
Oh, they'll have the drones. Yeah, that's the other thing. This is a hopeless solution. They're gonna fix it. They're just gonna fix it with the
I
drones.
know, man. They're doing that with everything.
I don't know, but that I guess the tips would then extend past the delivery drivers. Now you got your waiters and waitresses. I worked at a car wash for tips.
You
Different
did
kinds of
before?
stuff. Oh yeah.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know. You still got
Like
those
a
people.
Mike's or whatever they're called, the crew car wash.
Oh, I have been to Crew.
Oh shoot! Do they even have those where you're at?
No, and they don't have
Oh,
the car
crap.
wash that I worked at up here either.
Weird.
There's a place called Autobill. Anybody who lives in like the southeast will probably know what that is.
Huh.
Um,
What was your job? What would you do?
I did everything eventually, but mostly I just detailed the car when it came out, and detailed is like such not the right word at all.
It's like drying.
It's literally just drying the car down, and then like if they ordered special shit, you can go
Wax or
inside
whatever.
and give them their whatever, and
Nice,
go on the
okay.
tires and give them their gloss and everything. So just random stuff like that. Easiest job in the world. Really sucked when it was really hot or cold outside.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh my gosh.
Those were the days that I got the most tips though. Going. off
Oh,
the tips.
really? So people were
And
more,
so that's
empathetic. Huh?
maybe that's another reason to keep tips around, just because I absolutely no shot I would work there if it wasn't for the tips. It was, aside from like the job being pretty easy and like I liked most of the people there, it was really miserable.
It sounds kind of demanding.
It really, and just like I don't know, when it's busy, it's chaos.
Oh, I can imagine. People are angry because it's their cars.
People are angry because of their cars. We had one for like a solid year at least when I worked there. They were still working on it when I left, but they were doing construction across the street, and they were building this giant hotel, which I think is finished now. But there was a period of time for like a week where whatever they were doing was just kicking up just a dust storm.
Oh man.
And it was right
you're
across the
outside.
street from us, and we're out here pulling wet cars onto the lot
Oh my god.
right across the street.
So it got dirty again?
And so they got
Basically.
dirty again the second, like I would look at the spot I was wiping, wipe it down, keep looking at it, and within seconds it would be dirtier than before I had wiped it.
So how'd this go?
And to top it off, it was like a 90 to 100 degree day.
Oh my god.
And there was
Rain's
dust
cold.
blowing in our eyes, so like I couldn't see. I was like crying the whole time. I kept taking the towels and like wringing water out into my eyes.
Oh my gosh, they need to get you goggles.
I'm saying it was like we should have closed that whole week. It was terrible. But
So what were the customers like?
I got shit tips that day because I didn't give anybody a clean car.
Oh well.
But I don't know
that's
how
really
people,
lame.
like you can see
That's
the
not
dust
your fault.
storm coming at you, right? People would be like, "Oh, you missed a spot." I'm like, "All right, yeah, let me get it for you, and we'll see how that works out."
They should at least just roll the window. I blame you and drive away.
Yeah.
Throw it on you for no good reason.
I don't know. So you need
Interesting.
tips to keep people in jobs like that are just miserable.
That's a good take. That's fair. I'd like hearing your side of all of this. It's been interesting because I haven't had to deal. I just on the consumer end, I wish it wasn't a thing, and they just paid you guys enough to where it was like.
That's the other thing is like it really is a lot to have to like tip and
And it's
do all
more
this
because
stuff.
it's a hassle.
It's
I just
a
don't want
hassle.
to deal with. I'm sure like that would be something you would. I know that we just discussed how tips going away would be bad, but like not having to deal with like worrying about the tips and like it just automatic like payment towards you
Yeah.
would probably be easier.
Yeah, and it definitely like from a consumer perspective for sure.
Yeah.
Like just dealing with tips, and like me and my friend were talking about it the other day, like you order, I do like DoorDash, right? You order DoorDash and you get your $10 meal, and then they're gonna add on $3 tax and fees, and then a $3 delivery fee, and then
the
you have
food's
to
actually
tip
more
your
expensive too, usually.
yeah, and then you have to tip your driver on top of that, and then at the end of it, you look and your $10 meal turned into a $28
Yeah, it's insane. Just because you don't want to
expense,
leave.
just because you don't want to leave to go pick it up, and it really makes it kind of hard to tip the guy
Right.
after all that, when they've already added so much onto your order. So
Yeah.
it is the kind of thing where like tipping is just sometimes it's just a hassle, man.
It's like it's hard to get right.
It is hard to get
Like
right.
not from. I don't know how to tip you correctly. I'm just meaning like the whole system.
Well, maybe okay. Let me hit you with another possible solution, because I also work for DoorDash a little bit. That's what I'm doing, kind of currently a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Um,
One of my buddies
and
does Uber right now.
I've heard Uber Eats is actually a lot better.
I don't think he does the eats part. He just he delivers like items. It's weird. Or no, maybe he does do the food stuff. Anyway, ignore me. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Either way, they have like the base pay that they give you, like, you know, if they tip you $2, you still make this amount for driving, right?
Oh, okay.
And it increases and decreases based on how far you have to drive to the restaurant and then to their place. So like if I'm driving 6 miles away, it's going to give me a good amount of money to do that, versus if I'm going to a restaurant I'm already at and taking it across the street, it's going to be like, okay, you can have $2 for this.
So they better tip well, basically, then, on the short
basically
ones.
At that point. Or it's like, you know, if they don't, it's not a big deal because I just spent 15 minutes doing it. It didn't take me that long.
That's a good point.
So maybe it should be something like that, where I don't know exactly how it would work, like between different jobs, but like you get a predetermined tip just based on the effort you had to go through.
Yeah.
Right? So like at Pizza Hut, it would be like the further away the drive was, the more the tip.
That's so like it scales.
Yeah.
In a way.
And you'd have to find all these different things, because then like, I mean, we already kind of have it with restaurants, right? You have like the more food you order technically.
Right. So it's like that's okay. So maybe that's a better solution. Building in like, this is way over my head, but like an algorithm type thing to where it like,
yeah. But then do we just like take that from people? Like that's just part of what everything costs now?
I would say just make it a
tax.
fee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have no problem slapping fees on anything nowadays. Just go buy a concert ticket.
That is true. Just make it a fee and then just people pay it. And then there's no bad tippers.
They're still going to do it. I don't think that's going to turn people off though.
No, I mean...
like you just said, people spend $28 on a freaking $10 meal.
Exactly. Just so they don't have to... People will pay a lot of money for...
Yeah. I like that idea, dude,
convenience.
Actually, a lot.
The more I think about it...
Smart.
Yeah.
We're on to something, dude.
Maybe we might be qualified after all. All right, man. Well, I feel like we had some good solutions today.
I would agree.
I feel like for a couple of unqualified guys, we're
working our way towards qualified. Maybe.
Yeah.
One episode at a time.
Yeah, one episode at a time. One episode at a time.
People can watch us grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Or listen to us grow. Rather.
You know, for many more episodes. Many more episodes. Yeah. First of many today. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. This has been Critical Solutions. You know, we don't have any sponsors yet, but if you would like to be a sponsor, this would be the time that I would shout you out. And I would do a really good job. So think about it.
Oh yeah. Could be you.
Could be you. We're still getting social media and stuff up and running, but you know, pretty soon we'll let you know where to follow us and where to contact us. And we'd love to hear from you guys.
See you soon.
See you next time.